So the other day, a lady approached me in the store because I had my hair out, and we started talking about natural hair. And her hair was in braids, but she said she was natural also, but her daughter had, I think, got gum in her hair or something. And she had to cut it. It's neither here or there. Anyway, but what I found interesting was, as we started talking, she asked me, do you know about coWashing? And I hesitated for a second, and there was one side of me that wanted to say, yeah, because I've been saying this for the last 5 years, and that's how part of the reason why it became so popular. Because back in 2008, when I first started making videos, there was only about 5 or 6 girls on here that was even really talking about how to care for natural hair, and most of those girls had anywhere from 3B to 3A hair. But anyway, I just politely said yes, and we could continue the conversation. Beyond that, I think probably the number one question I get, the largest volume of comments that I get, is about coWashing and wash and goes, which basically go hand in hand. So I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while. I mean, I talk about coWashing throughout almost all of my videos, but I think what happens is it gets either lost in the mix of the other things I'm talking about, or since because I've been away for a while, except for the last 8 months, I think I got a lot of new subscribers who were just catching videos here and there and didn't really follow my journey like a lot of let me start over, like a lot of you that have been following me for a while. So this video is specifically about coWashing, what it is and what it ain't. I kind of feel like it's kind of like, you know that experiment where you get about 10 people in a line and you whisper something, the first person whispers into the second person's ear, and so on and so on, but by the time it gets to person number 5 even, it's changed, and number 10 it's totally my God, what's wrong with my tongue? It's something totally different. So I kind of feel like that's what's happened to the understanding and the passing of information about coWashing. What it ain't. Let's start there. coWashing is not washing your hair. It has nothing to do with cleaning your hair. It will not clean your hair, of course, unless you're using a conditioner that specifically says it's for cleansing purposes. I only know of 1 or 2 products out there that are like that, but you know what I'm saying. If you're specifically using a conditioner, a deep conditioner, leave-in conditioner, that is not going to clean your hair. Just because you have water on your hair and a product does not mean that you're cleansing your hair. Conditioners are made to deposit moisturizers on your hair, pretty much no matter whether or not you're using one for oily hair, clarifying, dry hair, curly hair, for moisturizing. That's what a conditioner's job is to soften your hair. And it can only do that if it leaves things behind even after you rinse it out. The term coWashing is simply doing the conditioner step of the washing process. So you're only doing the conditioner step, which is why co/washing, because it's part of the washing regimen that you would normally do. I'm almost sorry that it got that name, because I think because of that, people think that they're washing their hair, and we already have a thing about getting our hair wet, a thing about washing it, things that we need to break, because it's not doing our hair justice at all. Because if it was, a million of us wouldn't be on here trying to figure out what to do with our hair to make it less dry, more manageable. If we would just do the basics correctly, we would have fewer problems. So, co-washing is simply doing the conditioner step. That is it. Its only purpose is to condition your hair. It is the moisturizing thing that you're doing to your hair. And when you're co-washing, you're not doing any other moisturizing process to your hair. Or at least you shouldn't be. And if you have been, or if you try to co-wash without having clean hair, where you already had products and other moisturizers on your hair, and then you were like, ew, this doesn't work for me. Well, that's why. Co-washing only works when you're only co-washing your hair. Now, can you put other moisturizers on? I don't recommend it. The whole point of co-washing is you're going to do this every day, if not every other day. That is your moisturizing regimen. If you do this every day, you don't need anything else, because you're constantly replenishing that moisture with the water, which is the most important, every day. To start the co-washing process, you need to wash your hair first. Wash out whatever you've been putting in your hair, all the moisturizers, oils, butters, gels, leave-ins, whatever. Start with a clean head of hair. When I first went natural, my hair was a straight Brillo pad. So I understand, you know, as soon as I washed my hair, it just, or cleansed it just felt so tight and so, like if I took a strain and did that, like it would snap. But in the beginning, I was still using the same products that I used when I had permed hair. So it took me a while to realize, even though it worked great when I was permed, now all of a sudden my hair is like, no, you know, you're going to have to try something else. Try something for oily hair, especially if you've been building up product on your hair, because that's basically what you've created, is an oily hair situation. And for oily hair shampoos are made to remove buildup in oil without stripping. So you might be surprised that that works for you. I mean, you don't have to go out and buy the most expensive to try it. Just, you know, try something that costs $1 or $2. I mean, what can go wrong? And if you don't like it, give the baking soda mixture a try. There's also the vinegar mixture. Now, it actually absolutely worked, and it actually gave my hair a lot more sheen than normal. But I just couldn't get past the smell, and even if I used a very perfumey shampoo, you know, I just couldn't. It seemed like I was constantly smelling it until it dried, so I wasn't really feeling that, which is why I used the baking soda. Try a clarifying shampoo. Those are also made to get rid of buildup from hair care products, specifically without stripping your hair. Let me put it to you like this. Try washing your face with only lotion for a week. That's it. Just lotion, no water, no nothing. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, hey, you've said that before. I know, but I'm reiterating for those who are kind of pretty much new to my channel. Now, think about that. Can you imagine just taking your moisturizer and only doing that with your face for a week? What's your face going to look like, you know, in a week, in 2 or 3 days even? It's going to look like a hot mess. your hair and your scalp is no different. Now, do you have to go through and just, completely suds up and, all the way from root to tip? I don't know, maybe you might have to, especially if you haven't washed your hair in, say, 2 weeks or more, especially if you've gone even longer, because that's the way the conditioner is going to attach to your hair. You don't want it to attach or to build up on top of other products that you already have on your hair. Nine times out of 10, we just pile on way too much product in our hair. And that's part of the problem of why we're not getting the results that we want. And when you do co-wash, don't expect that the first time you do it, you're going to get the halo effect behind you. It may not happen right away. It's part of the process. It's just like the process of going natural. You can't just do a BC and then go, oh, well, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. It's part of the journey. It's part of the transition. Just like learning and care for your hair is part of the transition. Okay, so that's it. Co-washing is not washing. I don't care who told you what salon expert, hairdresser told you. It's false. It is not washing your hair. But at the end of the day, don't make this so hard. Like, you're gonna have to be open to breaking old habits if you want your hair to look better. They say the definition of insanity is when you do something over and over again expecting a different result. Now, if doing our hair the way our mama, grandmother, aunt, great-grandmama told us to do our hair, never get it wet because water will break your hair off. I have a hard time understanding the resistance to water. I get it with the perm because you don't want to F up your flat iron or your blowout. I get it. But with curly hair, that's how hair curls. Is because the water will hydrate it and it just happily woo, woo, woo. But if you leave it dry and you keep trying to rake a comb through it, unless you're going for that 70s fro look, then have at it. But if you're trying to have, definition, then you're going about it the wrong way. If all those methods worked, 99% of us would already have fabulous hair down to our butts. We wouldn't be having breakage problems, dandruff problems, frizzy problems, right? So, when it ain't working, you gotta flip and say, well, what will work? Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, I don't know what to tell you, but nothing's going to change. Alright, so I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm always available for questions, comments. I welcome them. If you heard something, not sure about something, just let me know. Alright.